Mr. Carrier here. I'm going to walk you through our DNA extraction lab. And today we're going to find some DNA from strawberries. So we've got all our materials laid out here. We've got table salt, some dish soap, graduated cylinder, I've got my coffee stir stick that I'll use to scoop up the DNA at the end, 2.5 milliliter measure, a 5 milliliter measure, some scissors, my test tube rack to hold my test tube, and 95% ethanol. So the procedure goes like this. It's pretty straightforward. Inside your plastic bag, the last part of our supplies, you're going to put 2.5 mils of table salt. Just like that. You're going to put about 5 milliliters of dish soap. Measure it out in your spoon. Oh yeah. That in there. And you're going to, of course, put your strawberry, maybe a couple chunks of frozen strawberry. Oh, there's a good one. Starting to thaw out. Right in there like that. And the last thing that I need is 25 mils of tap water. 25 mils of tap water in the baggie, just like that. This is all in step 1 in the procedure. Seal that puppy up and give it some good mashing. Get it all mixed around and just grind it up with your hands like that. And once it's all nice, mashed up, you've broken up most of the big bits. I'm going to do this for about 30 seconds to a minute. You can set this puppy down on the table and just give it about 5 minutes there. It's been about 5 minutes here, and we've got our strawberry salt soap mixture ready to go. And so the next part, as you'll see in the instructions, is to just cut off a corner there with your scissors and to pour this into the test tube until the test tube is about half full. So that's what I'm going to do here. And it's okay if you get some of the lumps in there. So that's about half full. And then whatever you have left over, you can put into the waste bin over here. So I'll do that after. Leave that guy there. And then you're going to want to take ethanol straight out of the freezer so it's nice and cold. And you're just going to layer that down until the tube is about 3/4 full. So we'll just pour some gently down the side. And it's going to create a nice layer on top. And then let that sit there just for a moment, and it's not going to take very long. And what you'll see is a little bit of separation happening. And you should see some little white stringy kind of bubbles starting to float up to the top. So I'm going to take my modified coffee stir stick here. I just put a little bend in it with a little hook. And you can see that I can actually lift this stuff up. It's starting to float up on its own. But this white stringy material right here, this is actually DNA, believe it or not. And it's not just DNA. DNA isn't this big that we can see all the strands of it, but the DNA is wrapped around proteins, and it's also got lots of air bubbles in there. And so it makes it visible to us. But if you look at it under a microscope, even a light microscope like we have here in the school, it's not powerful enough. We can't actually get down to see the structure of the DNA. But this is what we have here, which is pretty fantastic.